What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sun and Pop's Culture. I'm Sun,
And I'm Pops.
and this is episode 92.
92?
Yeah, 92.
Make it do what it do? Huh. All right. Yeah, okay. 92. All right. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're getting there. Okay.
So what do we do?
Yeah, what we do here at Sun and Pop's Culture is bring you or take on movies, music, video games, comic books, literature, sports, some anime, and a little slice of life. East and West, young and old, X and Z, Sun and Pops. Where can the people find us at, buddy?
Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Sun and Pop's Culture. There we have highlights and some other stuff that we do with the show. But always feel free to hit us up if you want us to talk about a certain something. We're always happy to hear from you guys.
Check us out. Yeah. I guess we'll start where we always start with this week's drink.
Yeah,
This week's drink started as a 21-year-old's quest to find his favorite drink, but has since evolved or devolved into us drinking whatever we want, because either way, we gonna drink. What do you have for the people this week, son?
This week, in my Sun and Pop's glass here,
yes,
I have a Blue Moon.
Belgian
white. Sorry.
White. It's the white.
Yeah, white. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. I almost drank a Blue Moon last night, but I didn't. I drank a Michelob Ultra instead. Long story.
Okay.
But you have
healthier.
I guess I made a healthy choice.
Go.
As far, yeah. Did you there an orange slice in that glass or not?
No.
You don't mess around with the slices.
No, I do like it with oranges. Yeah. That's good. That's a good touch.
I told you when we went to Vegas, me and your mom got a Blue Moon. We were down at Fremont Street, and we both got a Blue Moon from the bar, and it was like literally a 40-ounce glass. It was at least 32. And I was like, looked at the dude like, what? Yeah, like, what am I going to do with this giant glass? Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, it was insane. But yeah, they were like, you have no option but to get fucked up. I was like, man. But anyways, I have what I had last week, bud. Whiskey sours.
Oh man.
Yeah, I did not do the egg white though. Your mom actually did buy sours. I didn't know it, and I just didn't feel like doing the shake today, so I just mixed it up right quick. So yeah, that's what I have. Oldie but goodie. So yeah, cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Clink clink. Yeah, that's good. I didn't chug it. You see that?
Yeah, good. Yeah, you actually, that's the first.
It's like a new day up in here. Yeah. A new day.
Usually it's at least half gone.
It's gone.
First sip. Yeah,
it's gone. Yeah,
it's not even a sip. That's a drink.
Yeah. Oh, before we dig into it though, I wanted to say, last week after you tried to kill me with the announcement of the Mufasa trailer and the storyline that they're using where Scar saved Mufasa's life as a cub and brought him into he's an orphan and he brought him into the family, and Scar was the rightful prince and all that stuff. I went to work and told my blue collar coworkers about it, and they were all like, what the fuck do you mean? And I was like, right? Yeah. And they were like, that changes everything. And I was like, exactly. So my point is, if the knuckleheads that I work with saw how terrible of an idea that is, Disney might have a problem. Because when I told Dark Meat Luke looked at me like, you're lying. Like, he looked at me like what? And I was like, he said, Matt, that's going to ruin everything. And I went, yeah. And this ain't some dude who sits around and watches Disney cartoons.
That's what I was about to add. Yeah, they are not the demographic.
No.
This movie is made for, but for them to see the fault.
Yeah, I was like, wow, yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm
So yeah,
curious to see how they actually do it in
yeah,
film.
yeah. I was telling your cousin Courtney yesterday that I think what they're going to go with is that it's going to come out that Scar's dad actually usurped Mufasa's parents or somebody in his family.
Uh,
So truthfully, Mufasa really is
so he's like
supposed to be.
retaking the
Yeah,
family.
he's retaking, but the whole fact that the movie starts with Scar saving his life and then being raised as brothers, I don't care. That's not something you just. I don't know.
Yeah, because
That's
we
going to
always
be.
knew they were brothers. That's the
Yeah.
tragic
Well, yeah,
betrayal of Scar. Like, he's a
yeah.
kinslayer.
Yeah, Ken's and Scar even says like I was on the wrong end of the family tree or something. Remember when he was talking about
Yeah, yeah,
how Mufasa got the brain, I got the muscles, and he got the brains. He says
yeah,
that in the Lion King. So
yeah, and yeah, in the
so
animated one. Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, we'll see.
yeah. I was actually listening to a podcast today, and they mentioned the trailer, and they said an interesting thing. And they said if this was animated, people would care so much more about
Yes.
this movie coming out in general.
Yes. Yeah. We'd be hype. We said that though.
Yeah, we did like a
We
prequel, like
yeah.
if we got an animated prequel.
Yeah. We'd be hype. I'd be hype.
Yeah.
Buddy, I told you that movie came out in 1994. I just finished my freshman year in college, and I took a date to see that movie.
Yeah.
Now, everybody else in that movie was 7 years old or they were a parent, but I was up in there with no shame. I was like, I don't care. This movie's about to be this movie's about to be the greatest animated film of all time, and it was. And then I remember I borrowed your cousin Jordan's. He was a little dude. I borrowed his VHS copy, and I had it a little bit too long, and it was so funny because he was Jordan's.
He was a kid.
Jordan. Yeah, Jordan's literally like 12 years younger than me or something crazy. He's younger, so he was probably like 7 or 8.
Yeah, he was a child.
But so instead of like my aunt calling me, he called me, and he had like a real scratchy voice when he was little. And I was like, "Hello," and he was like, "Matt," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "When you bring back my Lion King," and I was like, "Spud?" Was I calling Spud? And he was like, "Yeah." When you bring back my Lion King. And I was like, I'll bring it back today. I was just like, oh my God, he really called me wanting his Lion King back.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. But
with the kid on his VHS.
Hey, don't do that. That was probably guaranteed babysitter every day. He popped Lion King and he was straight for 2.5 hours. Like, I'm good. Yeah.
90 minutes.
90 minutes. Then he rewind it, watch it again. But
okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But yep. So, anyways, what's going on, bud? What is going on?
Well, before we get into the news, I wanted to mention the results of one of the polls that we did on Instagram.
Okay.
Because now every Saturday, people. Check out the Instagram because there'll be a poll that you can vote on.
Yeah. You got the polls. You got the the daily quizzes.
Trivia.
Yeah, which is still just. I'm getting better, but I'm still terrible. But yeah.
I mean, I try and keep people on their toes, I guess.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Think a little bit.
Yeah. And cheating, and if you go on Google, go ahead.
Yeah, that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, if you search
the answer. I mean, people, this is just a trivia.
Yeah.
It's not Jeopardy.
Yeah. You're if you win, your no prize will be in the mail.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So if you Google the answer, come on, son.
Yeah.
Come on. But anyways.
But yesterday's poll was funniest Adam Sandler movie. And there's 4 options. 42% of the people said Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
26% was The Waterboy, and then 16% was both Billy Madison and Grown Ups.
Oh,
so, I'm not surprised Happy Gilmore won. I'm not surprised.
When I answered the question, I'm pretty sure Happy Gilmore and Waterboy were tied at 33%, and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh wow, but I picked Waterboy.
That would have been my pick too.
Yeah, I've never been happy in Billy Madison. I'm just like, yeah, okay, people.
Yeah,
you're allowed to like what you like, but yeah.
I'm not surprised with the people that picked Grown Ups. A lot of them were people my age. So
oh, really?
Yeah. The ones
Yeah.
for the ones that picked grown-ups.
That makes
which
sense.
I
though.
was
Yeah.
not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, that was their exposure to Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And an honorable mention from a listener, fan.
Big Daddy.
No, Mr. Deeds actually.
Really, Mr. Deeds?
Yeah, they DM'd us that. So.
Wow. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, Happy Gilmore walking away with the championship isn't surprising.
No.
It's the one that made him.
Yeah.
It's the one that made him. I mean, it is highly quotable, and it does have funny parts.
It's iconic, yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend named Tom, who in my early 20s he would act out like whole skits from scenes from that movie. he golfed, so he would just yeah.
Did people know he was reenacting it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, he would be like, doing the talking and doing dialogue and stuff. It was funny.
Oh,
He's a funny dude. I mean, like, I guarantee he's still funny now, but I also guarantee he's still selling the same jokes now too. But that's okay. I guarantee it.
Calling him out like that.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things you can count on in life, and I know Tom. Yeah. So, okay, that was a good poll.
So you want to get into the news?
Yeah, let's get into the news.
Okay. One thing, I feel like the past month we've been talking about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean,
yeah,
justifiably so. But yeah,
summer blockbuster, But with that movie, Ryan Reynolds posted on Instagram not too long ago a picture of him and Wesley Snipes. And in the caption for it, he, I'm going to quote him, but part of it. He said at the end of it, a Logan-style send-off specifically.
Yes. Yes.
For Blade? He wants for Wesley Snipes for Blade, Wesley Snipes to come back as Blade and then do a send-off film for him, Logan-style. So... what do you think of that?
I think that's a great idea. I would love to see the Daywalker in his twilight years still trying to kill vampires.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's looking for Dracula, which would make sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? King of the vampires, and just struggling. His powers are waning, Yeah. His ability to fight off the urge to drink blood is getting less because he's older. So he's just not as strong mentally, physically. So he is like half vampire. He needs to drink blood. You know what I mean? So I'm here for that. That'd be dope. I think that'd be dope. Make it almost like a
gritty too,
like a spaghetti western type thing. Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. I could see it. Strong, silent type. Him flashing back to glory days, that type of shit. Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. I'm sure Marvel would tie it in with Werewolf by Night somehow because why wouldn't they?
That would be worth it, yeah.
Yeah. Hell, have Ryan Reynolds do a fucking cameo as one of the fucking Night Stalkers. Because it wasn't Midnight Suns, it was Night Stalkers. That's what the spinoff was supposed to be. Jessica Biel, Ryan Reynolds, and the other dude were supposed to spin off of Blade 3 and do Night Stalkers. Shout out to my main man, Anthony Conrad, who clarified that for me. So, because I kept saying Midnight Suns, but it wasn't Midnight Suns. But so I'd be dope. That'd be dope. I mean, I bet you it happens now because
since Ryan Reynolds is backing it.
Yeah, and they're having so many problems with the Blade franchise.
If Wesley Snipes isn't in it at this point, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, people are gonna want Wesley. Now it's like I don't give a fuck. Now people want Wesley.
Yeah.
Well, it was like Vin Diesel's cameo at the end of Fast and Furious 3.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "Oh, we want him back. We want Dom back." Like it was like, "Oh, we do," and the rest is history because he was done with the franchise. And
he did the first one, right?
He did the first one. Yeah, he did the first one.
Did the first one, and then Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah,
he wasn't in it.
That's when the franchise blessed us with Tyrese and Ludacris, and and
they're in the second one.
Yeah, they're in the second one. Yeah, Paul, what's his name? Paul Walker's main dude is
Tyrese Tyrese, yeah. I didn't
That's
know Ludacris. My bad.
Yeah, Ludacris was in the second one too. That's why I always laugh. I'm like, Ludacris went from like, I forget what he even was in the second one, but he wasn't a computer hacker. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like
I think he
people
was a
really,
DJ or something.
yeah, like
right?
people forget like these dudes were like regular ass dudes,
Yeah.
and 10 years later they're fucking flying ships in outer space. It was just crazy. Like,
Hey, that's an American dream right
mm.
there. They're living it.
I mean, yeah, they're like,
Working up
hey
the
man,
corporate ladder.
they were like right place, right time. Opportunity came
Yeah.
knocking. Now I'm a spy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. As for Blade and Wesley, yeah, give me all that. Give me all that. I don't want to see a whole franchise with Wesley as Blade,
No,
but to give his Blade the proper send off, that would be dope.
yeah, I think that'd
You
be
know?
good.
Yeah,
Good one off. You know.
yeah, for sure. For sure, and then it would what everybody's appetite for more Blade, and then they could reboot because Wesley
Yeah.
is, you know, even though I was watching, they did a side by side picture I saw online of Wesley then and Wesley now because you know this May he broke a record by playing Blade again. You know,
Yeah.
the longest to play the same character and the longest space in between the last time he actually played the character, and I'm looking at him like that high top fade he had in the original was his hair. I'm like, the one he had in his movie is a wig. Because I was like, because it didn't look right to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a wig. That's why I was like, the top of it was his, but they put the sides on,
Mm-hmm.
and they just didn't blend it well enough.
And the
So,
newest one.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Something looked odd because I was like, okay, I know he's older, but like,
yeah. Why is
it's
his
not
hair
his face. It's not.
It was the wig. It was the partial
makeup.
wig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know you'll have that. My keen eye, your keen eye. It was like, something ain't right. But I'm here for that.
Black don't crack.
Black don't crack,
I
baby.
know it wasn't Wesley.
Yeah, he was like, it ain't.
Myself.
It is obviously not Wesley. Obviously not Wesley. So yeah. But yeah, I'm here for that. That'd be dope. Dope. Yeah.
And staying, in the same tone of Marvel, recently they released at D23, when we saw they had the Fantastic Four panel.
Yes, indeedy.
They showed a picture of the Fantastic Four. Just regular. It still had, the Thing wasn't the Thing. He was still human. But in that picture, Johnny Storm, played by Joseph Quinn, was in the Fantastic Four suit. So it was our first look at, the so-called suit in the film. Yeah, and it was... actually, what are your thoughts on it? It has the white shoulders, white sleeves.
Yeah, it's white sleeves, white shoulders, like blue chest. I didn't remember the pants. Were the pants blue or white? I'm thinking
the pants are blue.
They were all blue?
But the picture's only him. It's him sitting down.
Yeah. So this is my thoughts on it.
Because it looks retro.
Yeah, well, historically, their costumes have always been kind of minimal. Like they're even when they changed their costumes in the 80s, they had the same costumes for like 20 some years, and it was just blue with a black waistband and a 4 on their chest in a circle, plain as shit, crew neck, plain as shit. So when they changed their costumes to the dark blue, like a dark blue with like a white band around their waist, and like I think a white 4, it was a huge deal. And they've experimented with a couple of different things since then, but they always go back to like a real basic costume. So that's not surprising for me to see the costume looking like that. And I feel like they went with white because they've never done like a white dominant suit like that. I think they did for Future Force, but that's a whole other conversation. But I feel like they did that, I think, to emphasize that they're not superheroes first, or like scientists kind of, you know what I mean? I feel like I don't know. Like, it's going to sound crazy, but there's a thing with like costume designs with superheroes where like, do they show their eyes? Don't they show their eyes? You know what I mean? Yeah. And what type of hero they are because of that. And primary colors versus complementary colors. What does that mean? So I really feel like them putting the white first over being all dark. I think that's a choice they made for a reason.
I can see that.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, like I guess with white, you kind of are looking at this suit you kind of think with the colors. I don't know. I think like medical,
Well, yeah, and they're
like,
scientists.
like a hospital or something.
At the end of the day, they're like, I don't want to say explorers of the unknown because that's a DC character. That's it. Well, no, there's a DC group that's
Yeah.
basically a ripoff of the Fantastic Four, and they're called Challengers of the Unknown. And they're probably going to steal some of their origin for this Fantastic Four movie, straight up and down. I'm serious, because it involves time travel. It involves like,
Bro, by that
Yeah.
issue number 1.
so we'll see. But I forgot my whole point. But yeah, so
They're they're the colors and stuff.
yeah, so I think that they're emphasizing the science and the family over the superheroing by how they look. Like, I guarantee their costumes are going to be functional. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also don't think that's the final suit.
You don't? You think that after they
Nah.
go through the process, it changes?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or maybe whatever the storyline is, like this is their suit for this film. The next time we see them,
Oh no, I could see that. Them because they do it with everyone.
they do it with every Marvel. Yeah, they're like, here's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
looks okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the wings aren't attached. Oh, they are attached.
Yeah.
Oh, the A's bigger. Oh, they just, I mean, yeah. It's funny how they do that. I mean, they did it with Batman, though, in the 90s, too. It was a bit, but the last Batman movie with, like, I don't even know if it was, who was it, Clooney? Like, they were, like, revealing the Batman suits, revealing the Batman suit. Yeah, it was Batman and Robin. But revealing the Batman suit was, like, a big deal. Like, when they like announce a new Batman, and like then they announced the cast, and the first thing you would see was like the suit. That'd be the first thing. And did it have nipples or didn't it have nipples?
That's kind of still how it is for the big name heroes.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what it's. Yeah,
Superman. I mean, we just saw that with Superman.
Yeah,
and people angry with the underwear because he has the underwear on.
Oh, the underwear are back.
Yeah, the underwear's back. I like the suit.
I mean, that's iconic.
Yeah,
you know,
that looks so dumb in real life. You know, people.
It's a Superman movie. It's a Superman movie.
Yeah. It's we're not going for realism.
If some dude landed in front of me right now, wearing like his underwear on the outside and a big ass cape, even if he landed, like literally came from the sky and landed, I'd still be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, my first thing would be, "Why's your underwear?"
Yeah, like,
what? Did you just fly?
Yeah, so but so I mean, I can see what you're saying. Each movie they'll change it. I guarantee you're 100% right. They'll change it,
but not just change it like subtly. Change it like, with Iron Man, this is nanotech, or Spider-Man, this is the Scarlet Spider. Like, make a point. This is a new suit.
Yeah, this is the what did he call them? Unstable molecules. That's what they call them. Yeah. Because they adapt to whatever your power is, so that you actually don't burn your clothes off when you say flame one.
Oh, and are you talking about the 2005?
No, that's in comics. That's canon. That's been a thing for forever. Oh. The unstable molecules. That's how like everybody who has powers, how their suit doesn't like. It just it's something. Reed Richards invented them, and they can make stuff out of them, and they make clothes out of them. So your powers will work and you won't be naked. So yep, that's a comic book thing. Yeah. So but I'm still looking forward to that movie. I feel like we're seeing a lot of, what's his name, Joseph Quinn.
Yes,
I feel like we're seeing a lot of him. You know what I mean?
In the press, or
just in the press, and just the press for the movie and in general, because you know who his baby boo is right now.
Oh yeah.
Doja Cat. I was like, whoa, hello. I said, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I was unfamiliar with his game.
Yeah, clearly he has some game,
Yeah.
But he's her type, She likes some light skin, you know what I'm saying? So he just probably
he's definitely light skin. Right?
Yeah.
He's British for one.
He's British.
He's the white of the white.
Yeah, exactly. That's her type. So she he must have slid in and said something with that accent.
Yeah.
And she was like,
put the wig on from Stranger Things.
Oh, she's like, put the wig on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But You know, so hey, good for him.
Yeah,
He's
they
having
were
his.
walking. I don't know where they're walking, but yeah, there's a picture of them holding hands and stuff, walking down the street.
Did you see the thing about Mad Mikkelsen was originally asked to play Doctor Doom? I don't know the
Uh,
story behind why he didn't, but he was actually. But I think they asked him during COVID or something crazy.
wow, I did
So
not hear
yeah,
that. Who
circumstances
was
have.
it?
Mads Mikkelsen, he was in Casino Royale. He plays Hannibal on that.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I saw a little post about that. I didn't read into it,
yeah. I
but
didn't read into it either, but I'm like, yeah, he'd have been a dope Doctor
he would
Doom.
have been. He's a great actor.
Yeah,
Man,
he's.
especially someone to be imposing.
But he had this movie 10 years ago called Valhalla Rising that just.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
wasn't he in Doctor Strange?
Oh, that's right. That's probably why they didn't
He
do
was
it.
wasted in that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, he
was
was he was like a
wasted.
nameless bad guy. Like I don't even know
Yeah.
because they were so
I
worried
mean, we
about.
forgot he was in it.
Yeah,
That's how nameless he was.
he literally like was just there to set up for Baron Mordo, and now that's never going to happen.
No.
And it's just man, the MCU went off the rails. Like so, wow, it was a long time ago to be honest. It went off the rails.
Yeah. Just like them not really
Yeah.
remembering stuff.
Yeah. They set up so many things that just like this is how bad
I
it
guess
was.
that proves the point that like the multiverse stuff wasn't planned that far back, you know?
Yeah,
because end of Doctor Strange, you had Mordo being evil.
Yeah, Mordo was walking away from
Yeah.
and wanted to get rid of all magic, and we haven't seen him since.
We saw him in Multiverse of Madness.
But it was the
him.
other Mordo.
And you're like, oh snap.
Yeah.
He was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen him
8
since.
years ago.
Right.
Or 6 years ago. Whatever.
It's like, and now they're saying, I guess, apparently with this multiverse stuff, Doctor Strange is going to be a massive part of it. But I'm like, I almost want to say, I guarantee, because remember Multiverse of Madness ended with him having a third eye, and then Klee. And remember in Klee, like from the Dark Dimension, Dormammu's daughter came and took him, like, I need your help. I almost could, I can't guarantee it, but I just have a sneaky suspicion that the next Doctor Strange movie will start and we'll see that whole story like as a montage. Like whatever happened, it'll be a montage, and now he'll be in his current situation.
Yeah.
Like you'll see like snippets of like, or he'll be flashing back to what happened, but we're not going to actually see because it's been so long. Everything is just so long. It's just like, man, you guys.
Not just so long because before we waited, years between movies and we were fine. I think it's because they're doing so much other stuff in between the length. You just forget.
You forget, like, buddy.
Keep up. And like, what's it called? And they've been doing that, skipping over stuff where you thought they would, begin. Like, and
like
Thor,
the Guardian.
Thor, and
and Thor Love and Thunder. Yeah.
And like there's other stuff too where you think it would be so important for the next film because they put an emphasis on it.
Yeah.
But just glazed over.
Yeah. I mean, you figure even at the end of Thor Ragnarok, Valhalla was destroyed. I mean, not Valhalla, Asgard was destroyed, and they were on the Ark, and all you saw was, next time you saw that was in Infinity War when Thanos showed up, killed all them.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, okay.
and Thor has his eye patch. He gets a new eye. That's my biggest, not my biggest, but that's a complaint I have with Infinity War. It's just how they treat Ragnarok. It's like the stuff that happened in Ragnarok and everything.
Because Ragnarok was major to Thor, like him losing his eye, he really unlocked his potential, all this stuff, and you don't even need the hammer, bro.
Yeah, and then in Infinity War, he needs a hammer.
He needs a hammer. And it's like
Infinity War was really cool, but in terms of like themes with Ragnarok, does not carry any of them.
None. Yeah, and like you said, they literally forget things that's like dangling plot threads. Like, think about this. Say what you want about She-Hulk, but at the very end of She-Hulk, the Hulk shows up with his son. Right?
Oh yeah.
He literally showed up with his son. This is my son. Oh, this is my son. Yeah. This is my teenage son from another planet.
Family cookout.
Yeah, I banged out this broad. Yeah. When I was missing,
at the cookout.
Yeah, cookout. I had to cook out, some random stuff happened. Yeah. And they're just like, you're like, so a second Hulk walking around would probably be a problem for people.
Yeah.
You know,
And this one's a war hole.
yeah. Like he's not even from here.
Yeah.
Like and then in Secret Invasion, the president does an ultimatum about aliens on the Earth and all this stuff. So all these things that they're just like, we just say stuff.
Yeah.
and
we kind of forget.
We're like, oh man.
Like, oh, better wrap that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, the MCU they gotta tighten some shit up.
Yeah,
real.
it's just like this is a evidence of just quantity over quality.
Yeah, and then every once in a while,
ideas and stuff, and it's just not executed too well.
Right, and then every once in a while you get your diamond in the rough because like Loki will show up. Loki season 2 will show up. You'll be like, oh, that was great.
But you can also tell when they put like time into what they're making and effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead of just like, banging it out.
Yeah.
Like Loki season 1 and 2. Oh, they definitely wrote those back to back.
Yeah, like so. Yeah,
or had at least an outline for. Season
they had
2.
an outline for season 2. It's because it took what? It took 4 years to get for us to get that. 3.
No, it took 2. It took 2. Yeah,
seemed like longer than that. It did seem long. A lot of bad stuff happened in those 2 years. So we were like, man, it's crazy. Yeah, but so we'll see. Fantastic Four is on the way to save the day. Marvel's first family. You know, so
crazy thing makes me a little nervous. Is Superman Legacy and this Fantastic Four come out the same month next year, July. So, but I have no doubt that Superman's going to be a great movie. James Gunn has never made a mess for a superhero flick. But here's the thing that makes me nervous. Not that they're coming out in the same month, but Superman wrapped up filming last month, right? They wrapped up filming. Yeah. James Gunn even said he wants to give the VFX guys time and whatnot. Fantastic Four started filming last month.
Oh, Jesus. Julius.
That's what makes me nervous.
These are the problem. These are the issues right here, because those are 2 movies that I want to see do well. I want to see them both have a huge
Give them their flowers.
Yeah, but the same month, if these, I mean, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Like, for one, because real talk, Fantastic Four, they got a lot to prove to a lot of people.
Yeah, because the average fan is skeptical of them because they remember.
Yeah, so the last thing they need to do is be opening up against Superman, of all things. But here's the crazy thing, though. Superman is like this commodity where like people don't get as excited for it as they do for Batman. People will go, but it's like Superman's like, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's going to do what you want it to do, but it ain't, but you don't get people excited. People don't get excited for Superman. So the biggest issue for Superman will be like, how dominant of a weekend are we going to have? Because it's going to be dominant.
Yeah.
The question is,
I don't think it's going to be as crazy as everyone thinks.
Well,
depending on the trailer. On the trailer reactions.
Right.
Because, people are skeptical with DC because they've been a mess.
A mess.
And they never made as much money as MCU films.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so is it going to be big or is it going to be like Deadpool big? Because that's not the same thing. It's going to make its money regardless. Yeah. It always does, but it could end up just being like, I don't know, Suicide Squad big. Or no, I mean, not that.
I think the Suicide Squad was a flop.
DC Suicide Squad was, but it was still, I think he got a lot of slack because of when it came out.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of like, okay, we get it. If this would have been a different time, it would have made more money. I don't know if that's the case. Because I had no interest in seeing it. I've watched it, but I had no interest in seeing it in theaters. Then I watched it. It was like, oh, that was entertaining.
Yeah. Well, so it was, theaters are still not really open.
Well, they took a chance releasing it is what it was. It was so, but Fantastic Four, on the other hand,
it's an MCU film.
Yeah,
that's what it has going for it.
That's the only thing, and it's supposed to start something, and they brought back RDJ.
Oh yeah.
So that might be its saving grace because he is one of the only actors that can open a Marvel movie, because very few actors can open any movie now just on their name.
Yeah.
But at least people go see him in a Marvel movie. So we'll see. We shall see. But I just saw a thing on Instagram today, and it was a picture of Christopher Reeve. I forget what it said, and I just said, "Damn, that motherfucker really." Oh, it was about him playing Superman and just who he was. Person, there's a book out or a movie coming out about him, and I said, but it was his Superman headshot. Yeah, and I said that motherfucker was really Superman. Like I just look at it like that's gonna always be my Superman no matter what. Like Henry Cavill's a G, but
for iconography,
it's Christopher Reeve. It really is. Like they figured it out with him.
Yeah.
So even like I told you, I always say, like, even the things where like he would change his body language when he was Clark Kent and stuff. I mean, like none of them have done that since him. No.
I watched actually a scene from that, and that's actually really impressive because Superman flies off. He says bye to Lois. He flies away, and it's a oneer. It's one shot, one take.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And he flies away. They show him flying away. Lois's doorbell rings or whatever. She walks through the door, and who's there? Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, how'd they do that in the 70s?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Was that actually they broke it down, but I was really impressed.
Was that Superman 2 or 1?
I think it was 1.
1. It was in her. He went to her balcony, right? He was at her apartment.
He was at her apartment.
Yeah.
But just showing you the difference in one scene.
Yeah, in one scene. Yeah,
Superman being
being Superman.
Yeah, and actually, still in that scene, it's when he's about to tell her he's Superman, but he changes his mind. And when he's about to tell her, he like puffs up his chest.
He changes
his tone of his voice.
Yes.
And she's like, what is it, Clark? And he's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. Because he goes to take his glasses off.
Yeah, he takes his glasses off.
Superman 1's a banger. I don't care what he says. That movie is a banger. You got me hyped now, man.
Yeah, I'm about to go watch it.
Yeah. When he takes her flying, she's like, can you read my mind? I'm like, whoop. Game. He ain't gonna say nothing. Come on, bud. You can fly. Yeah. What are you gonna say? He got a range. Oh, that's what's up. Let me show you something. You just start floating. Like she's like, oh my god. Like
pass out,
Where you want to go, girl? I got you. Literally, I got you. Yeah. That was like, I remember being a kid. And like I told you, they used to have like NBC, CBS, ABC, like Sunday night movie. Yeah. And it'd be like the ABC Sunday night movie, Superman. And there I'd be up past my bedtime, with like my door closed, TV down low, like staring, like watching Superman, Oh man. Yeah. And that dude flew backwards around the world, made time go back. I was like, I know that's not possible. On any level, but hey, his boo was dead. She was dead. He was done. He was like, oh,
changed the laws of space.
Yeah, his dad was like, you cannot do anything to affect the. He was like, fuck you, that's my baby. So, anyways, yeah. But growing up, I think I told you I actually loved Superman 2.
Yeah,
because that was the first one I saw, and I saw it in theaters.
Seeing sequels first.
Hey, don't blame me. I was a little kid.
Empire Strikes Back.
Well, think about it. I was too young for the first ones.
Yeah.
So the second one will come out, and they'd be like, "Okay, you're like 5, you're 7. Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
So I'd be aired the sequel, trying to figure out what's going on. Wait, what? What is that? But Superman 2 started with a bang, Like I was like, oh, but then there's a whole other thing with Superman 1, Superman 2, how they were filmed.
Yeah.
Because they tie in so well together, and then the end of Superman 2 turns into a train wreck, and then 30 years later you find out why.
Yeah, director.
But as a kid, I just loved the idea of Superman fighting somebody, actually hitting something. Like they're just as strong as Superman.
He's the most entertaining.
Yeah. That's the hardest. The thing is, you have to have an actual threat to make that character compelling.
Yeah.
So or let someone die that's not his father, and then have him fail maybe, and then you show that he's not going to always save everybody. But then it's like, but that's the whole point. Superman does save
finds a way.
Finds a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Mark Waid. He's a writer.
Yeah,
And
comic book writer.
yeah, comic book writer, and I think I've told you he's like on my Mount Rushmore for like probably '90s writers,
Okay.
and he's still dope. Don't get me wrong, but he even said like that's like the thing Superman like will save the day. That's like his role at Marvel at DC, but whereas at Marvel, you know who has that role is Captain America, which is like crazy to think about
Yeah.
that. Like at the center of those two characters are like the same. You know what I mean?
At their
But
core, yeah, but
at their core,
with what they have to accomplish,
yeah.
that
And I
way
think
different.
yeah, but then I think so. If Captain America got in a fight with Superman, who wins? I'm like, if Cap, because he said Cap always finds a way. Like just he said when you're writing Captain, because he wrote one of the greatest Captain America. He actually wrote the only great Captain America run ever, in my opinion. And I was thinking, you know, if Cap always finds a way, that's he's saying that's what you break Cap down to. He will always find a way, you know. Because
I remember being a kid, and I asked you who would win, Batman or Captain America.
And what I say?
You said Captain America.
Damn right I did.
Because he always finds a way, and that messed my mind up. I was like, no one can beat Batman.
You're like, wait,
this is
what?
Captain America. This was before the movie too. I was like, this is Captain America guy. Like,
yeah. You're like, I'll ask my dad. I know he's gonna say Batman.
Yeah.
I had to keep it funky with you, bud. I had to.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's the gist of who
my
he
whole
is.
philosophy.
Yeah, Batman's thing is he's always prepared. You know, he's always prepared. But Cap says he always finds a way. So, you know, I told you about their fight in the comic book. It was like three punches. It was like a punch, a block, and Batman was like, okay, theoretically, you could probably beat me. And I was like, that's funny. Like everything they needed to know, they learned in those two punches.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. I was like, I dig that though. That's respect. So, yeah. moving on.
Yeah. In other news, good news. Dave Filoni, Star Wars writer, showrunner of Clone Wars, wrote Mandalorian, a couple episodes. The best episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he did the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, when the Mandalorian showed up.
Yeah, when the Mandalorian showed up. Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah. Truth.
Yeah. Dave Filoni. Great. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know who he is. But it's confirmed he's one of the co-writers for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So
nice.
Gives me some hope for that film.
Well, was he directing it too? No, he's not directing it.
He's not directing it.
It's Favreau.
I don't know. No. I don't know. Let me see.
We'll have to look that up. Yeah. Yeah, that gives me hope because we've talked about this before. You know, Dave Filoni, Pittsburgh native. So, you know, so mad respect. And that world, he built that. You know what I mean? Yes, George Lucas created Star Wars, but all this stuff we're seeing, that's all Filoni, you know? Yeah. So I'm glad he has his hands all the way in it because you see what happens when he takes them out. You know?
Jon Favreau is directing it.
So it's 100% collaboration between those two. Are there any other writers? Because they're probably just sitting in a writer's room, I guess. Had them. They're probably just sitting there like, why are we here? These two are on everything. They're like, no, we already know. We got it. So yeah, it's going to be dope then. I wish they would change the title, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I just hate the fact that they gave him a name. They had to give Grogu a name, but I was like,
people still call him Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Hey, you want to talk about moments though? When that little hand reached out that floating thing, I was like, what?
You're like, as soon as it opened, there's a little Yoda. People are like, what is going on?
It's a Baby Yoda.
Yeah, everyone was talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, the merch.
It was
everywhere. Yeah. So hey, I will definitely go check that one out in theaters for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. That'll get my money.
Which, that'll be a worthy spinoff.
Yeah.
To see.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good. That's great news. Mm-hmm.
You had some news you wanted to share?
I had some gossip.
Oh, let's.
Let's not even.
This is E-entertainment right now.
It's not even anything to expand upon. It's just that did you heard that amongst all these crazy allegations going on between Angelina Jolie and her ex-husband Brad Pitt, their daughter Shiloh Jolie Pitt has chosen to drop the Pitt from her name.
I actually did hear that.
So I said, "Ooh,"
Yeah.
like I was like, "Ooh,"
Yeah, I was like, what did he do?
I said, "Damn, that's kind of rugged." He did something
Yeah.
for her to be like, "Yeah, I'm not
For
even
his
fucking with you."
daughter? Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm done, son. I'm done." So yeah, I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." It was just interesting. I mean, that's really all I have to say about it. I was like, "Huh, interesting."
Yeah, me too.
The plot thickens, you know. Brad Pitt used to be like one of them actors who I thought, oh, he'd be cool to hang out with. Now I'm like, I don't know.
I'm like, yeah, what are you?
You know,
like, what are you doing? Bro?
Yeah, like she changed her name, bro.
Like your dog. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but then also, devil's advocate, to a young teenage girl. With the license to act as dramatic as she wants.
Yes.
You know, I'm sure I made your sister so mad sometimes. I'll just change my name.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a statement.
Yeah. So there could just be that aspect of it too. She might just be in a little extra, but who knows? Yeah. We'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah. Speaking of Brad Pitt, him and George Clooney just did an Esquire shoot together.
Did they?
Silver Foxes, man. Yeah, it's like they captured like that old money aesthetic really well.
Clooney found a way to parlay being a sex symbol into being like a star who never acts. Like he does like one movie every year and a half, and I'm like,
not even. I don't like nowadays.
And they're usually just mid. They're not even like these. Like, oh my god, did you see Clooney's new movie? It'll just be like some random movie where he like fires people for a living, and I'm like, wait, you ain't worked in 2 years and you made that movie? Like,
but people actually like that movie though.
Yeah, I like it too. I've
never seen it.
Yeah, it's up in the air. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's good, but it's not like it ain't like Shawshank or something. You know what I mean? So it's just it's always like Clooney, huh? Like you just like make yourself scarce enough that when you show up, people get excited.
Yeah, it's just being you too.
Just being you, yeah. So, because I mean, as far as iconic roles. George Clooney, I don't know. I mean, Danny Ocean, it ain't like that was a stretch. I feel like that's how Clooney is.
Yeah,
he got like 10 people dying to hang out with him all the time. Like, I feel like that's just Clooney's life. Like, you guys want to go to Vegas? This is what we're going to do. You know, so yeah, but that's cool. I love Esquire magazine. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Esquire. So,
well, the director of Blink Twice, she just did a shoot with Esquire too.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah. So we'll get into that at some point, I'm sure. But also on my gossip reel, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, filed for divorce 2 years to the day after marrying Ben Affleck.
2 years? Oh.
Yeah, on their 2-year anniversary, baby, she filed for divorce.
That's such a J-Lo move.
Hey, that girl been married 17 times, and I wouldn't be surprised if she got one more in her belt. I wouldn't be surprised. She's only like 56 or something. Like so. I mean, I'm sure she got one more.
And at that point, I'm like, I think there's a common denominator.
I mean,
what's going on?
It's been her for a minute now. I mean, sadly for Ben, he went back twice. You know.
I know. That was that straight like. Midlife crisis.
I guess. I mean, old man once told me, she burned you once, don't go back. I was like,
wait, were they married?
No, they were engaged before.
Just together. Okay.
They were engaged. That whole Bennifer thing was Bennifer was a whole thing. And I mean, so I was actually happy to see them get back together. But as soon as that damn movie dropped, I was like,
Yeah.
And then you find out he didn't want anything to do with it, and she just did it anyways. I'm like, oh yeah, they're doomed. I was like, because he's more
seeing photos of them like out in public. And when they notice the cameras on them, just the demeanor change. Like they're in the middle of like an argument.
Oh, really?
Something. Like you can tell they're saying stuff, and then they see the cameras, and I'm like,
the whole change. Who wants to live like that? Meanwhile, he probably had close to a decade of peace when he was with Jennifer Gardner. I'm not saying, but they're saying she's really been supportive as an ex-wife, not as like a hey baby come back, but just as like hey,
they're on good terms.
Yeah, you're my children's father. You're going through a hard time. You know, I got your back. But I'm like, that's just crazy. But
and they have 2 kids together. So.
Yeah, they got kids. So, but we'll see how that plays out as well. Hollywood, baby. Jennifer Lopez is like the new Elizabeth Taylor.
For real.
There's always, but can't act. there's always can't act, can't sing. Booty ain't as big as it used to be. It is what it is. But I'm sure there's another dude who will be willing to be Mr. Lopez.
Yeah.
So
there's always another dude.
Yeah, there's always sucker born every minute. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for my gossip. I mean, yeah, I could dig into the crates of Hollywood and find out all kind of stuff, but that's it all. That's all I really got. Those are my hot takes over here with Gossip Corner.
Yeah, but you have a review of something.
Yes, I do. So this past week, I was fortunate enough to be able to see Childish Gambino live and in concert at PPG Arena in Pittsburgh. And I don't even know where to start, bud. Have we talked about this at length?
No.
Yeah.
Little snippet.
Let me think. I don't even know. I really don't know where to start. It was top 3 best shows I've ever seen in my life. And by shows, I mean the whole spectacle of it. I saw Taylor Swift live and was amazed at what she did. And I saw Kendrick Lamar live and was amazed at what he did. And I'd probably put Gambino's show above all those. Both of those.
Above
Kendrick's,
Swift?
Yeah, because her show was dope.
Oh.
But when I tell you what I saw at his show, I've never seen before in real life. I've literally never seen some of the stuff that he did. I was like, I told you.
Interesting.
When he came out, I said, what the fuck? That's what I said. I was like, What is this? What am I looking at? So, and it's it was weird because it was minimal the direction he chose to go, he committed in that direction, with the spectacle. But the stuff he was doing with it, and then you add his showmanship on top of that, and just even the way his set list was set up, so you got to see the evolution in his music and how he's changed as an artist. You know what I mean? Kind of from now and in reverse, the way he kind of did his show, because he did his newest stuff and then he got into his older stuff. And I think This Is America was probably the that transition between the old Childish Gambino to the new Childish Gambino type stuff. But I mean, just I don't know. I've told anyone that I could talk to about it, if he comes close to you, go see him. It will be worth it. Even if if you don't know his music, it'll be worth it. That's how good it was. And this is his last tour, So he's leaving it all on the stage and in his shows. He's in the crowd. He's high-fiving people. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot. There's an energy. The show, which I'm an old man, bud. Most people I don't know about unless you or your sister tell me about. But our number one fan, Anthony Conrad, put me on a Childish Gambino 12 years ago. So I've been fucking with him since he was on Community. You know what I mean? And he was just rapping. And he was just a straight rapper. And I didn't know they called it acid rap. I didn't know that. A kid I work with, that's the same age as you, told me it was acid rap. I said, "Oh, I don't know." So, I don't. Well, that's what he told me. Maybe it's not. That's
Chance the Rapper. But
he told me that. I don't know. I didn't know. So I'm at the show, and people were elevated. You know what I'm saying? They were all elevated and heightened, and the show was geared towards people like that. But I told you, at one point in my life, I won the show. I was like, man, I don't get high, but man, I'm like, seriously, because I don't surprise people. I don't. But I was like, man, I'm actually feeling something. I'm just from being there, I'm actually feeling something. This is crazy. I'm experiencing something. And it was amazing. And if he comes within 4 hours of here, I'm going again, and I'm taking your mother, straight up.
You would know it already. He's on the tour. His tour is...
That's true. I looked. I'm sorry, I looked. But anyway, but I was just saying. So I'm just saying. It's just so I told you, if you can go in LA, go. You know, I talked to your Uncle Chris. He's going.
Yeah.
I talked to your Uncle Chris and was like, go. And he said, boom, and got the tickets. He's going next Saturday.
Is he going with anyone?
I don't know. He might go with his brother because he was going to take.
Cool.
He was going to take your cousins.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he still is or not. So yeah, it's it was. I mean, and people, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, he went from being a rapper to. I mean, he was already an actor and a writer. He's a Emmy Award-winning actor, comedian, Golden Globe winner. Like, he's Grammy winner. He's multifaceted. So it's just like, and just, I don't want to say I get like he's like one of the people, like, you know how Michael Jackson, the way he moved was just the way he moved.
Yeah.
And if somebody tries to do it, you're like, oh, you're dancing like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Donald Glover has that vibe. He puts out that he's doing him to 100%. And if you see someone else do it, you'll be like, oh, he's just trying to be Childish Gambino, you know? So yeah.
You have a favorite song or performance he did?
Well, my favorite song all time with his is Heartbeat.
Oh.
Don't ask me why. I wanted you to know that and it's just him talking shit to a girl that he used to fuck with. I love Heartbeat. And he performed it. But the song that he did live that made that place explode was Bonfire.
Oh, and when I'm surprised at that.
When he did Bonfire, Anthony lost his whole mind. Yeah. That's my dude. Shout out to my man. He lost it, and he knew every word. He was spitting fire right next to me, and I was like, "Get him!"
That's funny.
But yeah, and oh yeah, because he set it up so good. Because he was by the time we got to that part, to the older stuff, he was like, "Pittsburgh, you ain't real fans. If you ain't real fans, are you real fans?" And then he'd like do a track, and everybody would spit, and he'd be like, "I'm still not sure. Are you real fans?" And when he did Bonfire, he was on that real fan stuff, and he was like, "Let's see," and he just threw his finger straight up to the sky. Everything flashed red. That siren went off, and the crowd. But you don't understand. The pop was like, oh, you could feel it. Like there was times when, like, the wrong pitch, my ear kind of goes, oh, and there was like times where like the like thumping of the crowd had me like, geez, like I'm like losing my balance. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. These people are so lit. Yeah. But yeah, it was amazing. Two things I have to say though. Yeah, is that Donald Glover is Childish Gambino. I know I keep jumping back and forth, so I apologize.
People I would hope they know that you're the same person.
People are people, but
I've never seen both of them in the same room.
That's true. but so he recently was on BET, on the BET Awards, and he made that statement. He was like, he said, "People, this is the BET Awards. Don Glover is a black man, rapper, musician, actor, and he says, I have more Grammy Awards than Will Smith, but I have less BET Awards than Sam Smith." And he was like, "What's up, BET?" And what he was commenting on is how the black community hasn't really embraced him ever. No. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like the weirdest thing because the stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's like when he began. I remember he used the corny. It was just weird. Yeah. I was like, why? He
was like a blurred. He even said it in his early songs, which is a black nerd. So, he was speaking my language. Yeah. But he, I mean, the year he got nominated for a Grammy, he was nominated with, I think J. Cole, Izzy Azalea, and somebody else, maybe Macklemore. And Charlemagne the God said the only black rappers nominated were J. Cole and somebody else. And he just literally was dissing Childish Gambino. Yeah. But not even including he has a black rapper, which is just horrible. Yeah. So that being said, it's just that's the funny things about the culture. Cause like I'm at this show, it's almost sold out. There were a ton of people, but it wasn't like 100% sold out. And I think I told you, I felt like I was at Comic-Con because there was a diverse amount of people, but there weren't any black people there. There were a handful, but I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I was like, this is crazy. Like this is one of the places where I can count the brown faces. Like there's 27 brown, and I was like, it's so nuts. It's so nuts because then you look at everybody else, it's super diverse, except there are no brown faces, And I was like, that's nuts, and it's like sad. It's a sad commentary on just on things, but
And
he still.
I actually saw a TikTok where there's a black guy, and he said when you're at the Childish Gambino and Bonfire comes on, and he's
No,
like
when
looking at
when
looking at the
Redbone comes on. When Redbone comes on.
no Bonfire
Oh.
too, because he has that one specific line.
Oh.
But yeah, Redbone too. You have to watch what people are saying.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah.
Yeah.
But which is funny because yeah. So yeah. I'm there with Anthony, right? My man. And his brother-in-law Chad. So shout out to Chad. So did I tell you the story about Chad? This is my little slice of life, people.
Mom told me this.
Did she? So years ago at Anthony's wedding, I'm at the bar. I'm a few drinks in. I'm at the reception at the bar with Anthony. And Chad walks up to me and says, I know your wife. And I went, what? And he was like, oh, I worked with her for a little bit. And I went, okay. And I was like, Anthony, that's the total wrong way to introduce yourself to somebody's husband.
Yeah.
Like, totally. So, ha ha ha, all these years, funny story. Anthony likes to bring it up. I laugh about it because it was funny. It was funny then, it was funny now. So, haven't seen Chad since then.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So, Anthony comes to get me. I'm going to ride in with him and Chad's girlfriend. And Anthony's in the house talking to me. I'm putting my shoes on and shit. Your mom is outside. And Anthony goes, come on, let's go. Chad's outside talking to your wife. And I went, so I walk on the door and I go, what the fuck, Chad? I'm like, I ain't seen you in 10 years and this is the first thing you do? And he just like looked at me and I was just joking. It was just funny. I was like, this guy, Chad. But Chad's good people, man. I had a good time with all of them. So yeah, shout out to Chad and Anthony and Katie.
Yeah.
So it was, but it was just funny. And I was like, oh, Chad, I'm definitely telling the story on my podcast. So yeah. So yeah, Childish Gambino, people, I give it a 9 out of 10 because it had to end. Yeah. So that's the only reason. Yeah.
Did he mention fart buckle at all? Did he say anything about fart buckle?
Fart buckle? Yeah. No, what's fart buckle?
You know his one single he released for his newest album? I sent you.
What, Lithonia?
Yeah, Lithonia.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the name. Someone on TikTok made some animation to that song, but it's like about a Dungeons and Dragons campaign and your goblin that you acquired during a journey named Fartbuckle sacrifices himself.
Yeah.
And everyone, and all the comments are like, man, how am I caring about this goblin named Fartbuckle? That's not even real. Because it was to that song, it was super emotional.
Right.
And one of his concerts, he's like, for Fartbuckle. And he started singing this song.
That sounds about right, too. Yeah. That's so funny.
And like he reposted a Fartbuckle video, too. So people are like, oh, he's definitely
definitely seen
videos.
It. Yeah.
There's a lot of people making videos like that.
That's funny. Well, we were leaving the that's funny.
Yeah,
we were leaving
the goblin.
We were leaving the concert and like Lithonia was kind of stuck in our heads.
Yeah,
and if you know the song, it's Cody Lorraine, So we're walking along and Chad's girlfriend Katie starts singing and she's like, caught in the rain.
Yes. Some people think it says that.
And we were like, what? And she was like, what? And we were like, she's like, it's caught in the rain. We were like, no, it's not. So yeah.
Some people think that
it's caught in the rain. Yeah, caught in the rain. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, but and his opening act was Willow.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Willow Smith, who whipped her hair back and forth. And I was a fan coming into the concert, and when it was over, I was a super fan and had mad respect for her as a musician. She was so good.
Live? Yeah.
Oh yeah, making the ugly faces while she was singing. I was like, "Oh, go girl!" Like she's about her music. She's about her music in a way that I didn't expect her to be. But it makes sense. Like when after you see her, you're like, "Oh, it makes sense that he picked her as his opening act because she's good."
Yeah,
and I
I'm
think
not
she has a
surprised.
lot of potential to be
Hmm.
big. Not in like a Beyonce way. I'm just talking like just as a musician, songwriter, just like yeah, with some integrity. It seems like so. I was actually very impressed with Willow, and you know me, I don't really fuck with them Smiths like that, but I
They
was
make
very
good
impressed.
music. Even Jaden, I
But
think, makes good music.
that's what
Yeah,
your uncle Chris said. He said Jaden's good too.
yeah, he makes
So
good music. They just have the name and they don't get the respect.
they don't yeah, they're like,
Yeah,
we actually are good. They're like, but are
yeah.
you? Are you though? But yeah. So yeah, I was really impressed with Willow. You know, she had a real nice slow song she sang too. I like I had to I like Shazammed it while I was there and it didn't work.
You can look up the set
I
list.
looked up the
Yeah.
lyric. I just
Uh,
looked up the lyrics and
oh,
I could have, bud. I could have. Thank you for telling me after the fact. But I looked up the lyrics and I found it. Like I looked up Willow Smith and like three things she said and the song came right up. So I was like, cool.
okay.
So yeah, so but yeah,
What's it called?
now you're gonna make me look for it
Okay,
again.
never mind. I thought
But
you knew it. I
no,
thought
no,
you
no,
knew
no.
it.
But it was not. But it was really
Yeah.
good. And for those of you who may have been swayed by my argument and you choose to go see Childish Gambino, I will give you one spoiler. Don't leave after the credits, like an MCU movie. Okay?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was crazy watching people leave and then watching them run back down the steps. I was like,
You
oh,
did
you
that on
never.
purpose.
I was
Yeah.
like, you never been to a Marvel movie before? So like, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was excellent. So,
You're making me want to go. I just don't want to spend
but
200
I know.
plus dollars on a ticket.
Yeah, it was like only $91 here, and I told you
Yeah, I
we
would
got
definitely
upgraded.
have went for that. Yeah.
We got upgraded. We get to
Yeah.
our seats, and the usher was like, "Hey, you guys want 4 tickets down there?" And we were like, "Yeah." And so he gives us
That's
the tickets,
crazy.
and we're like, "Cool." And we go to the elevator, and then we're like, "Wait, there's 2 sets, but they're not together, like 2 and 2." And I was like, "It doesn't matter to me, you know. I'm just here."
Yeah.
So they were like, "Nah, bump it. We'll just stick together." So we go back, and he's like, "Do you see something together?" He's like, "Oh, well, here." And he's like, "Here, sorry about that." And he gives us 4 that were together. So we ended up right behind the seat. It was dope, right behind the
Nice.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he at one point, buddy, he was 25 feet away from me, maybe,
Yeah.
which is always makes me feel weird when I'm like, he actually can see me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. They
like,
for sure see
yeah.
the crowd. Yeah.
So he did this thing, and I was like, yeah, because I was like, I'm not gonna hurt you back, bro, but I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, dog. Like, I see you. Yeah, but he was incredible performer.
Yeah. You're making me
Yeah.
want to go.
I'm just saying, lasers, people, lasers. So, but yeah, so that's my review. 9 out of 10 because it had to end.
Well, I have a review too.
Yeah.
I saw the movie that just came out at the time of this recording, Blink Twice.
Yes.
Starring Channing Tatum, Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut,
Yes, sir.
and I enjoyed it. My initial thoughts is I
Yeah.
heavily enjoyed it.
I was waiting for this. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Can I get a synopsis of what the movie's about? Like, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah. So
but-
I watched the first trailer once, and
Yeah.
I think I was with you somehow.
Yeah, so I've only watched it once.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, that's gonna be trippy. I remember thinking that. So basically, what it's about is some waitress meets a billionaire, invites her on his private island where a group of his friends are gonna be for the trip, and weird stuff starts to happen, along with drugs and drinking and sex.
Other weird stuff starts to happen.
Yeah, other weird stuff starts to happen.
all the bad weird stuff starts to happen. Yeah.
So, I watched the trailer and instantly I was like, that's going to be trippy. But, it might be entertaining. But I was a little nervous initially because I was like, oh, it's Zoe Kravitz's first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed ambitious, for the type of movie it was. It's a psychological thriller.
And she co-wrote it too, right? But
Let me see. I think
I'll
so.
yeah.
I think so. But yeah, it's starring Channing Tatum. He's the billionaire. The main actress. The character's name's Frida. Her name is Naomi Aki. I've never seen her in anything, but she was great in it. Anyway, I'm not gonna spoil anything right now because I do want you to see it, and I think Mom would really enjoy it too
Okay.
because it's a psychological thriller. But let me see. I
Buddy, she played Whitney Houston in the Whitney Houston
That was
movie.
her.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was her. I didn't see that movie, but good for her. She has a strong career ahead of her.
Oh, she was in a few things that were good. Man, she is good because you forget it's her.
Yeah.
Wow.
So her movies just aren't making a lot of money. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's good. Okay. So I saw the trailer. I thought it was ambitious. But after seeing it, I thought Zoe Kravitz did a really good job at establishing tone, right? Not just with, like, the cinematography is great, right? The color grading, the shot selection. It has a really good job just establishing, like, this off-putting tone,
Mm-hmm.
right? But also not just with that, with the way it looks, but the humor in it, because there are parts that are funny, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
these rich people on this island up to no good. There is funny elements to it, but also does a really good job at creating tension.
Mm.
And yeah, just uh, there is a lot to it. I want to see it again since I know what happens, but
Oh
there's really
wow.
good foreshadowing in it.
Yeah.
Honestly, to compare it to a film, it's not as good as this, but if I were to compare it, it's like Get Out with,
Okay.
yeah, with like
Mm-hmm.
the social commentary, with
Mm-hmm.
giving social commentary, but also being a horror movie, but
Mm.
also like the humor in it too, like blending together. If I
Yeah.
were to compare it to a film, it would be like Get Out. So if you like Get Out, I would say go
Yeah,
see this.
which I really did.
Yeah,
Now,
Get Out's a
uh,
modern day masterpiece, but that's a
yeah, yeah, that's a whole other
conversation for another
conversation.
day.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you on that. I agree.
yeah.
Did you? Now, is there anything gross? You know me, bud. I will take
No,
your mother to see this movie on Tuesday, but I need to
Dad, you
know.
know me. I am
Yeah,
squeamish. Is that the word?
squeamish. Yeah, squeamish.
Squeamish. I
Yeah,
do not like gore
yeah,
on movies or
yeah. That's what
TV.
I. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. I need to know.
No. There's parts where I was covering my eyes, but it's not. But
Yeah,
that's just because I don't like.
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
look at that stuff. And the, like I said, tension is real.
yeah,
There's this one specific scene where it's like, oh my gosh,
yeah, yeah,
like just do it. But
yeah.
just but it's not instantly like the whole, like, you watch the first shot of the movie. I was like, okay, if I didn't know what I was getting into, I would know this movie's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay.
you know being experimental,
Okay.
just the way it begins. But even that shot is foreshadowing.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's not a perfect movie. There's some stuff in it where I always think message, where
A little heavy handed with something.
they literally
Yeah.
tell you what the
Yeah.
point they're trying to make across, where
Yeah.
I was already getting and understanding the point
Mm-hmm.
that they're getting across, but they just said it. And
Yeah.
then
Well,
I
you're
noticed,
definitely a show not tell. But go ahead.
yeah, yeah. And they were showing it. They were showing it
Yeah.
well, but then they told us, and I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a little heavy handed.
Yeah.
But, and there's some stuff, a couple times when the tone, you know, jumps, it's like super intense to just like, I don't know, like lighter to
Ah.
intense again. That's not common. There's like a part towards the end that happens. It's not a perfect movie, but I really enjoyed it, and I was highly impressed with it because by the end of the day, I was in my seat and I was thinking, what's gonna happen, right?
Hmm.
What's going
Yeah.
on here? And I was intrigued, and yeah, like I said, foreshadowing was great. This was, my opinion, Channing Tatum's best role in his career.
That's what I wanted to talk about. But go ahead.
Yeah, Channing Tatum, I think at his best is when he's self-aware that, so like his 21 Jump Street role, when he's playing an idiot, he has really good comedic timing.
Yeah, he does.
And he has a cameo in This Is the End, which is hilarious. Like when he's like, I'm a heartthrob.
Yeah.
Watch me not be a heartthrob.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But people best know him as Magic Mike and all that.
Magic Mike, yeah.
The Step Up.
When he's that Final Dance in Magic Mike 3 there, buddy. That shit is ice cold. That shit is ice cold, but straight up. But
in this movie, he does it all. He's charismatic.
Yeah.
He has comedic timing, but he also is this villain. He's this evil character. He has a beard.
He has a beard.
He's, bearded and buzz cut. He's a changed man. Even from the beginning of the movie, you're like, okay, this guy obviously isn't up to no good, but he still charms you, And by the end, you're like, he's an evil person. Evil. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah.
But
that was the thing.
The storytelling's, it was well done. Just easing you into this world and like dropping hints where you're like, well, that was weird.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
And then just unraveling. Yeah. And then once it hits the fan, it hits the fan.
Well, see, that's the thing. We and you were talking about before you went to the movie was this idea of, is this a career, making role for him? Like the idea of Channing Tatum as a villain, and while that idea actually works, you know what I mean? And it's everything you just said. Like, and then you said the most brilliant thing ever, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
Is the idea of Channing Tatum as who?
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, which I was like, oh my God, that would make so much sense. Like,
yeah.
He has the look, he has the build, he has the swag to play Lex Luthor, and they always steer it. They always go in the other direction with that. But I was like, holy shit, bud, you're right. That would have been dope. But it's too late now. But
it is. I mean, in this, he's basically Lex Luthor, billionaire, owns his own island.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? So the concept of like this waitress meets a billionaire and he invites her, whatever, to his island, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny because that literally is like, something weird is going to happen. Like if it happened in real life, I'd be like, something weird is going to happen. Don't go.
And they're like, one of the rules he says is no phones. And and the friend's like, no phones.
I'd be like.
But the thing is, I hear some stuff people being like the believability of this happening. But no, I'm gonna argue against this because I know people, and I know people who have done, and I know people who would, if that, not even with a billionaire, with someone that owns just a boat, a pontoon, chatting him up, hey, you wanna come on a boat? We're just out here on the water. You don't even know the stranger. Like, there's so many situations where I know people. I'm like, that could have been so bad.
Yeah, it could have been so bad. Yeah,
but you took the chance. So you're telling me a billionaire who's feeling you, and you come from nothing, invites you, to an island. You're saying no. I'm not saying like don't say no.
Look, I'm saying no now. I'm saying no now. But at like 25, I'd have been like, oh yeah, not thought about it at all.
Yeah.
And then come home like, I'm missing my kidney. I did some things I never thought I'd do. Like, it'd be like, I don't know, it's bad. But I'm back. I'm back, everybody. As long as I made it back, people like, I'm just glad I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah. And I think this is realistic too. Like, $1 billion is a lot.
Well, that's what I mean. You'd have to be like, yo, something's going to happen here. We're not going to go there and just watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, he's not inviting me to his private island just to literally just chill. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
And it's a group of them. Anyway, good film. Yeah. I will say they give they give a trigger warning to it. I remember reading it. And I was like, oh, whatever. It's rated R movie. Like, but then once I watched it, I was like, okay, that makes sense why they had that.
Well,
so once you see it, you'll understand.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing now, though. Like, I mean, look at all the controversy. What's a namer? And what's a namer? You know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
All the controversy with Blake Lively's new new
Oh,
movie.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
You
was I
know.
supposed to pick up on?
I don't know. I figure what's a namer and what's a namer, you know. I mean,
Yeah, she's not doing a good press tour.
nah, it's yeah, and then just I was talking to your mom about it. Your mom went off. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I told your mom what was
She's
going on. Your mom was
invested
like,
in that, yeah.
she was like, what? And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna let that one go.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyways, yeah. Blink twice. I think I'll take your mom on Tuesday.
I
Straight
think
up.
she would like it. It's her,
Yeah.
she likes that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Trapeze. Even though she'll be like, what?
What? Yeah.
She
What?
enjoys it.
She'll be like,
Yeah.
her famous what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that was it, babe. It's over.
Yeah.
What the? I'm like, I've heard that so many times.
Me too.
Oh, but it's amazing. It's amazing. But
Yeah,
man,
people go see Blink twice, Go see it.
yeah, I'm gonna check that out. So, out of 5 stars,
Out of 5?
yeah,
Initial right now, I did really enjoy it. I'm gonna give it 4.
okay,
I don't know if that'll change if I see it again,
okay,
but yeah, I really enjoyed it. Kept me in my seat, kept me invested. So, yeah, it had some good stuff to say too.
yeah. I'm intrigued now. I'm gonna check it out. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Your mother and I finally finished Fallout this week. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
well, I'm here to tell you. This is what I'm telling you, people. If you haven't watched Fallout on Amazon Prime, it's probably top 5. I should just say top 2, but video game adaptations. Yeah,
there
because
ain't a lot of that.
I mean, the only other one I can think of is The Last of Us. So
Yeah.
I'm like, and Fallout, hey, it ended up being really good.
Yeah,
It was really good. I mean, it has like 17 Emmy nominations this year.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, and I was like, oh wow, and I think Walton Goggins might be up for an Emmy for like
Okay.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good because now that I'm week to week on One Piece, I can watch other watch other TV shows. Hey, bud, you want to talk about a state of confusion I was in with not having to watch One Piece this week?
That's funny.
Oh, it was comical.
Yeah.
Like last night when I got home from the cookout, I was tired, so I hopped on the couch and was like, "Well, no new One Piece." I was like, so then it was like, this is really what happened. I said, I know. I'll start watching what was it? Not Solo Leveling. It was wasn't Attack on Titan. It was something else. Oh, it was ReZero. So I'm like, I'll start watching ReZero. Boom, there it is.
All the things, but okay.
So I was like, what? I was like, currently unavailable. And I was like, oh. So then I'm like, Attack on Titan. I was like, it's 9 o'clock. I'm tired. Not tonight. Then I was like, Solo Leveling, and I started it, and it was in Korean or whatever, and I couldn't get it. I was like, I'm too tired to read subs. That's what my issue was. I'm too tired to read subs.
Do you say
So
Korean?
It's Korean. It's not in Japanese. I mean, they have English subs, but it's a Korean.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Korean, and they don't call it anime. They call it something else. Just like they call it.
They have a different name. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't feel like reading subs. I'm tired. Like, so I was like, bump it. I'm gonna watch this One Piece movie. So I watched.
Wow.
I watched One Piece Red, and it was good. I only watched a little bit of it. Then your mom came home, but it was just funny. I was like, and here I am back with One Piece.
Back to the old well.
But I had that big family cookout yesterday, and I got to talk to several of our cousins and their love for anime, and it was dope. It was so dope. And then who they all give all credit to? This guy. I brought him in the fold right here. I was like, that's right. I said, Julius, what'd you tell me, bud? You wunk now. I said, I am. I had like 5 moments like that where I was like, I really am. I have unk status now. Holy shit. I was like, this is crazy. But yeah, that was a good time seeing family and talking about anime. 2 of my favorite things. So yeah. But yeah. Did you happen to watch the Steelers preseason game?
No, I don't really. What happened?
Yeah, me. I don't know. I was asking you. I was at a cookout, so I don't know.
Nah, I don't even
Yeah.
air that stuff over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just was.
I know the regular season starts next week, so
Yeah, that's when we'll care. So
yeah.
So I guess they
lost.
they lost
17-24.
So 0-3 in the preseason.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Interesting.
It's just glorified scrimmage games. Literally, that's what they are.
That's just get some evaluations and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm just looking at the stats now. That's all I have, though.
yeah, that's pretty much it for me too. Yeah, the Borderlands 4 trailer dropped for the new game.
That's not all you have, then.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. I'm sorry. I just remembered the Borderlands 4 trailer dropped. Borderlands 4 is a video game. It's a shooter looter.
Your favorite video game?
It's my favorite video game.
Yeah.
Like I very rarely play. Thus, we very rarely talk about them. And but yeah, Borderlands is coming, baby. So get ready because I'm gonna be talking about it for about 3 weeks.
Did they say a release date? Or they just said it's in
2025. That's all I know. So I'm hoping.
Okay. I didn't know it was that soon. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming, which means I need to get a system. So,
yeah. Cool.
So yeah, but other than that, that's all I have for the people.
Me too.
All right. Well,
guess till next time.
Yeah. He's Son.
And he's Pops.
And thank you for listening. Be kind to each other.